Sorry, my computer crashed, but I think we're back in business here. So I've moved on to the next patient, and I don't know. Sorry, old computer. Okay, we're I brought up this one because I wanted to show you that under TNLVC we look at TKs, right? What we discussed in the previous video. In this case, you can see that there's not too much difference, 44.96 and 45.006. This is a myopic LASIK patient. And then the K2 is not too different either. So, for this particular patient, maybe they didn't have a very big ablation. The result would have been about the same. The other eye, pretty close as well. I think we'd end up with the same result. This is not super normal. I think maybe this patient just didn't get a whole lot done for their LASIK. All right, so let's see. In this patient, we typically do LAL for post myopic LASIK. In the past, I'd offset the two eyes, but I think we're probably not going to do that going forward. So, in that case, for this patient, we'd use LAL, 20 diopters, and LAL, probably do 22 diopters. Basically, just what the machine suggests. You can go a little hyperopic. RxSight likes you to do that, or you can go a little more myopic and give them a little better. It's an adjustable lens. No one's gonna fault you for either whichever way you want to go there. Just get adjusted out, and it's a great lens. Has a lot of well, not a lot, but it has some EDOF to it, so it can absorb quite a lot of error here, and the patient still sees quite well. 2020, 2015, day after surgery. So okay, that's all I wanted to illustrate with that one. Let's move on to the next patient. So this patient's interesting. This patient was done on a machine in Southern California. You can tell this is not my setup or the lenses I normally use. So you can also tell this is in -SIL, which is a bit confusing to me. Let's just take a look at a few other things. Okay, well, we're gonna have to crunch the raw data because this none of these lenses, I don't see Odyssey here, so let's do that. All right, so again, we're going to use the Odyssey lens. Let's do the right eye first. Okay, this is a virgin cornea, so okay, first eyes. K1. Okay, so here's K1, 45.83, 103 is the axis, and K2 is 46.71, and 13. Axial length is 22.9. Optical ACD is 3.24. So we're looking up here, axial length, optical ACD. See, this machine will have lens thickness, and lens thickness for a lot of patients is just going to be like somewhere between 4 and 5. CCT is the pad key. Yeah, but most formulas don't use those things. Okay, so lens thickness. You can plug in the 4.6. So now we have a true measurement, and then white to white. Where's that? Yeah, 11.5 on this side. Okay, let's calculate. Again, wait a few seconds. It'll pop up the new photo over here. It looks good. Let's go to IOL, and again, make sure you check these numbers against. Sometimes if you're in a hurry, you may be jotting one number here, one number here. You just double check. It's always worth the extra 10 seconds. All right, so the lens we're gonna pick 20.5. it's going to give us a spherical equivalent of 0. I like that. Yeah, probably this is probably too much minus to pursue the first minus. So stick with that 20.5. T3 seems like it's a good choice here, although T4 gets us a little less so. Hmm. That's odd. Let's see. That's odd. The astigmatism is, magnitude is about 0.9, and then, whichever calculation set you look at. Yeah, T3 should be the right one. T4 would be overkill, but it's showing less so here. But it flips the axis, so gosh, that's interesting. I mean, yeah, you could go either way. I don't mind flipping the axis to with the rule, but I think we just be conservative here. We're gonna go with T3. So this is our first toric lens that we've picked in this set. So you can see that the alignment is going to be at 8 degrees. So those are the numbers I need from you. 20.5 diopters, Odyssey lens, with the don't write T3. That's the Alcon designation for toric lenses. But you're going to tell me toric power 150 or 1.5 diopters, and then you're going to tell me the axis, and it's right here in the center here, 8 degrees. Okay, we're going to save that. Hope my computer doesn't die here. Okay, that's our fifth one. Save. Okay. Now we go back to patient data and we do the other eye. All right. So 46, 86, 28, 47, 3, 18, 20.79. You see how close the axial lengths are between the two eyes. It's almost identical. Okay. And lens thickness on this side is 154 white to white. Okay, calculate. And wait until this comes out. Yep, perfect. And then you can click the IOL. Yep. So for this side, I'm going to use a 20 diopter lens. First minus, beautiful. It's saying to pick the T2. T3 is overkill. You can see the trend up here. I'd say for this one, you just stick with non-toric. How much? Yeah, I mean the magnitude of the both the sim K and the TK here. Very less than half diode, doesn't matter. So this is going to be a non-toric. And by the way, toric cases, the protocol is I have to mark the eye with a marker before we go to surgery while the patient is sitting up. So you may have seen me do that, or you may have even seen me forget to do that, and then have to have the patient sit up and then put the marks on, and then have them lie back down. So definitely want to get that. Get a reminder for that if you can alert me to the toric cases. All right, let's move on. Next patient. Okay, patient data. All right, new patient. Great, we're back to the right eye. 42.51. 165, 43.27, 27.68. This is a longer eye. 3.67. Yeah, we're not gonna have a lens thickness. I usually just put 4.5 and 11.5 is the measured wide to wide. Okay, let's calculate that. Got that. Okay, toric IOL. Yeah, for this patient, a long eye means less power needed for the lens. So you see 10. The first minus, perfect. That's the one we want. It's saying that the T2 is the better lens to pick. We don't have a T2, so I think we'll go with non-toric here. And I may or may not do an LRI. I really don't think it's worthwhile at anything less than 0.5, but sometimes I'll just do 0.5 LRIs. Yeah, I guess I'll decide on day of surgery. Okay, let's save that. I think that's the 7th one or so. And then let's do the other eye here. Okay, so left eye now. 42.24, 27.41 CD 3. White to white is 12. Okay. Calculate. Okay. And then IOL. Yeah, 10.5. So in this case, I'm going to pick the first minus, so minus 0.22. I think this will give a better result with the Odyssey lens. So we're going to use the 11 diopter actually in this case. And then you can see that there's not going to be a non-toric option here. Obviously, using the toric at 1.5 diopters. So you're going to order a 10.5 diopter Odyssey lens with a toric 150, and that's going to give me very close to no astigmatism. And then you're going to tell me the axis is 103. Perfect. Let's save that. And I think this is the 8th case. All right, and then back to patient data. We're going to move on to the next patient. All right, and by the way, I haven't been. Let's see. We'll go. You can tell, right? The last two lenses we calculated were 10.5 and 10. Obviously, the holiday two, or just the original holiday is probably what this formula is. It's going to be off by like a diopter, maybe a half diopter here. I forgot what the sorry, we're looking at the Johnson & Johnson lenses, so that they're not. I think it was 10 and 10.5 were the two lenses, so you can see consistently, a little off. Not by much this time, but again, there are going to be differences in the formulas, and we want to use the most up-to-date ones. Okay, so next patient, we're going to do the right eye, and then let's change the T1 deep eye, but yeah, a long eye as well. Okay. Yeah, 4.5, 12, yeah. Good. Calculate. this is nice. It tells you the net astigmatism. So basically, just calculating between the K1 and the K2. All right, and then IOL selection. Yeah, of course, the non-toric is the way to go, not T2. This patient will need a. Okay, we're gonna pick the first minus again. Odyssey. So the 9 diopter is what I would choose for this patient. Again, yeah, I don't want the first plus, unless it's very close to 0. And yeah, so that's, and then this is the axis if it was toric, but again, not a toric case. All right, so I think this is our 9th one. And let's go back to patient data. We're going to do the left eye now. So 45.36, 170, 46.17, 80, 26.89, and 4.07, and 11.9 is the white to white. So calculate. And again, if we have anything other than a virgin cornea, you don't use the IOL Master 500. It has to be referred in for the IOL Master 700. I need to have a measured posterior cornea, so don't use this. This does not measure the posterior cornea. And I'll show you a case where that was done wrong. Also, by the way, I don't like to see spelling errors. These are legal documents, so there's not a double Y in iHands. There's an H at the end of lens tech. We gotta fix that. Yeah. I'm surprised that Zeiss didn't check this. All right, so okay, so it's calculated. Let's go IOL. All right, so for this case, we do the 8 diopter. Yeah, I'd say keep it with the rule. 0.5, probably do an LRI to take care of that. LRI at 74. Yeah, so right, I think that's the 10th one. Okay, and what was that? Was that the left eye? Have we done both eyes? It's currently 2:30 a.m. Sorry, I'm getting a little tired here. Okay, let's do. I just want to get them all done. So next patient. Okay, so this is a case where this patient has 24 cut RK. There's no way we should be using the this data. It needs to be on the IOL Master 700. So this is a mistake. We need to redo this patient, call this patient back, get this patient scanned on the IOL Master 700. RK patients, gosh, we need to be, we just need to be, it's already really hard to get them on target. I don't want them to have a huge hyperopic surprise at the end of surgery and be, upset until the light adjustable lens is, tuned up, and that could take like 2 or 3 months before we do the first treatment, because they need to heal, and they take forever to heal because of all those cuts on their cornea. So let's pretend that we have here the IOL Master 700 data, and let's pretend I have the TK values. All right, so if that were the case, we would choose a different calculator, and I don't know. And here you can see that Barrett II K, it says it's for myopic or hyperopic, lazy, PRK, RK. And what we're interested in is the RK. So let's just, um, for the sake of practice, assume that this is the IOL Master 700 printout, and transcribe that over. So again, remember I said, um, we don't want to use the well, yeah. I think I'm confusing everyone here. I said earlier that we don't want to use the TKs whenever we're doing the online calculations, because it'll double count, um, take the posterior cornea twice into consideration. You're going to have a simulated value, and then this is going to apply another nomogram to it. So it's going to do that twice, and we don't want it to do it twice. When you do this on the IOL Master 700, there is an RK calculator already built in. So you just drop that down to RK, and it should spit out the Barrett II K formula calculations for me. But you know, we're gonna go through calculating online, so you're gonna see me use the K's. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna just, for RK 24 RK. All right, so this is where things get different. We're gonna use an LAL for RKs, or usually for any refractive surgery. So remember, LAL is a monofocal 0.1. Now this is just a mnemonic, isn't it? It's not always that way for monofocals. And then here's a drop down, and you're going to select radiokeraton RK. Of course, if you're calculating, other things, you put put the history there. Okay, so axial length here's 25.18. Oh, what happened? Okay, we'll just start over. 25.18. K1 is 35.87. K2 is. You can see it's not asking for the axis for the K1, K2, because this is not a toric calculator. So if I actually wanted to use the toric calculator later, I would go to this Barrett II Toric Calculator. Right now, just for the sake of practice, or just showing, we're just going to use this one. But to be honest, I would have, if this was the actual 700 data, and we had a SIL of 1.3, I would probably be calculating this in the True K Toric Calculator, and we'll scan over to that afterwards and take a look together. And here it's 24.48. K1 38. Interesting. See how the numbers are just so different. 25.2, 24. This is a 0.7 millimeters different. That's huge. So definitely we want to rescan this. This is this definitely needs to be scanned on the IOL Master 700. And you've got like almost 3 diopters of difference between the K's here on the right and the left eye. So this is wonky. Might be true. We just, we need to double check here. All right, let's calculate here. Okay, I think it's finished. Right, go to universal formula. There we go. So with this 24 cut RK patient, is predicting a 25 diopter lens on the right and left side. All right, well, we'll just have to double check that. In this particular case, because it's LAL, I just, and we're not going to offset the two eyes for blended vision. We'll let the team do that after everything's settled out. I will, just for the sake of educating, I mean, my experience is even with the best formulas, we usually have a hyperopic shift, and that's expected because the cornea after surgery will be flatter. The incisions, all those RK incisions, will be somewhat swollen. So they're going to have a hyperopic shift initially. That's guaranteed. Um, so so what's their true refraction after maybe 2 months of letting that swelling decrease. That hyperopia will go away. It's probably going to be pretty close to this, but I have seen cases where you don't shake. There's still going to be a residual hyperopia there. So we're not going to be alarmed if our patient comes out +1, +1.5. There's 24 RK cuts, and that's okay. Yeah, I think for the sake of eventually being close to zero when she heals after 3 months, it's best to just select what this calculator tells you to, and not to account for, we always get a 1 diopter hyperopic surprise with these calculators. And then we're gonna target -1 to offset that. You can do that, but I think I don't usually do that. All right, we're gonna save this one. I think this might be the 12th or 13th. I can't remember. Maybe we'll just say 13th. All right. Again, I'm not going to use this. I need the IOL Master 700 data, but anyways, you should also double check all of this data against this again. All right. We're going to move on to the next patient. Oh, we did say that we wanted to take a look at the Barrett II Toric Calculator. Let's do that. Again, sorry, my computer is really slow. So yeah, the toric one is going to do one eye at a time. And let's just take a look at what it has here. Okay, so axis, obviously toric calculators, you need the axis here. Yeah, you got RK here. Keratoconus as well. That's awesome. So this is the calculator you'll use for me for all 4 of these case scenarios. When I ask you to do a post-refractive patient, and you'll choose the right historical procedure here. And then all of this would just be the same as the previous calculator we looked at. You'll wait for this to load, and then you just click the IOL, Toric IOL. So looks great. So just to recap, we'll use Barrett RX formula, Barrett II calculator for all virgin corneas, always. For post-refractive, I'd say even just always do the True K toric calculator. If the patient needs a toric lens, we want to give them a toric lens, and maybe just forget about this Barrett True K non-toric calculator. Let's just do this one or this one. Oh, I'm sorry. Take that back. Either this one, the Barrett toric calculator for all virgin corneas, doesn't matter what the SIL is, just always use this one, so I can make the decision if it's going to be a toric or not, or use this one for any post-refractive eye, LASIK, PRK, SMILE, RK. All right, sorry for the confusion. Okay, so we're done with this one. Go to this one. forgot why I'm illustrating this case, but this is the IOL Master 700. Um, let's just take a look. Yeah, this case is interesting. You can see that zero point 0.3 diopters different between Ks and TKs. So, um, yeah. But not so much on this side. Okay, we'll skip that one. We'll do this one. So this is virgin cornea, so we're going to do Barrett Toric Calculator for virgin corneas. All right. Again, remember trifocal 0.3, 119.3 for the Odyssey. Again, just a mnemonic. No, the 0.3 is not anything to do with the trifocal, obviously. All right, so flat K is 43.89, 13 diopter. Steep K is 44.58, 103. Axial length is 22.5. Just bordering on a short eye. Optical ACD is 3. Oh gosh, you know what? I'm calculating the left eye. See, obviously it's 2:45 a.m. in the morning, and I'm making mistakes here. So very, very critical that you double check your work. But in this case, I'm just going to do the left eye first here. Okay, optical ACD is 3.08. Okay, just let me double check my numbers so far. 43.89, 13, 44.58, 103, 32.5. Okay. Okay. What I should have done is I should have blocked out left eye first and just crunched the right eye, but should have done that. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Calculate there. In this case, we're going to use a 24.5 non-toric, and that looks great. And first minus, perfect, perfect. I think we're on number 14 there. Oh no, was it going to freeze? And now we'll go back and do the right eye. This time I'm going to just help myself out here and calculate. Wait for this. Let's see if it's asking for a toric. In this case, I would actually, I would actually go for a toric. See, without the toric, 0.7 residual, and with the toric, much closer to 0. Of course, I mentioned earlier that my surgeon-induced astigmatism, when I make an incision at about 0 or 180 degrees, is not going to be 0. It's going to be about 0.3. So I can actually, during the surgery, I'll neutralize this remaining astigmatism. So this is actually the better power to use. So we're going to use a 23.5 Odyssey with a toric 1.5 power or 150. Good. And then remember the axis that I would align it is, how it's depicted in this photo. Oh, you know what? Yeah, exactly. How it's depicted. Yeah, perfect. I think it's 15. All right. So we're done with this patient. All right, we're gonna do the next patient here. Right eye. Perfect. Calculate. This. And we've got one diopter. I bet this is going to be a toric. T3. 11.5 diopter T3. First minus. Perfect. That's the power. And then let's see, T3 gets very close to 0. I like it. I think we're on number 16 here. 16. And let's go back and do the left eye. Come on. Okay. Click the left eye. Perfect. Let's bring that on over. 45.92, 47.01. Whoa, that's pretty steep. 71, 6.8. All right. We're gonna calculate. And we'll pick toric. So we want the first minus again. We don't want the first plus here. So we're going to pick this one, 9.5 diopter Odyssey. It's saying a T5. There's no T0 power, so T5 actually gets us really close. So I agree. It's going to be a 9 diopter Odyssey, toric 150 at axis 63. Don't write this. This is the residual axis. You want this. This is the alignment axis. This is what I want to know to align the lens properly. All right. That was the left eye. Okay, we're done with that patient. I think there's just one more patient to go. Patient. All right, and then we're going to switch to the right eye. Pull this on over. Oh my gosh, this is a long, long eye. Deep chamber with the long eye. Okay, this is going to be a very low powered lens. Let's see what it is. So in this case, yeah, we go with the 5.5 diopter, first minus. Yeah, definitely want that one. Look at the first plus, it's 0.4, and there's nothing in between. Um, Gosh, that's a 0.7 diopter jump there, for a 0.5 diopter lens power. Yeah. Okay, so for this patient, I definitely want to use the T3. The non-toric gives too much SIL. This definitely looks better, flips the axis, but again, don't care. It's this is going to be so much better. Axis of alignment is here. So we're going to use the 5.5 diopter Odyssey, T3, or sorry, not T3, Toric 150 at 123. So can't remember what number we're on. I think 17. Okay, not 17. Don't replace. 18. Alright, now we're going to do the other eye. So check the left eye there. So very close concordance between the two eyes there. Optical ACD, sorry. 3.75. And again, weird, super weird that, usually it's not like there's something wrong with the measurements on the IOL Master 500 for white to white. So if you guys are ever using this to measure white to white, just don't do it. All right, let's calculate. All right, not that much astigmatism. Toric. Yeah, 6 diopters, first minus. In this case, I would pick the 5.5. I want the first minus, not the second minus. So we do the 5.5 diopter Odyssey. Obviously, if we had a T2, it would be nice. Do I want to put a T3 in? Yeah, I do, because I knocked that 0.28 down with my incision. So yeah, we'll do T3. All right. Well, I hope that was helpful. Obviously we've taken a good hour. This is pretty time consuming, particularly when you do it right. So I hope you have a good sense of how to do this. Once you've done about as many of we've done together, there's really not going to be any surprises. So good luck, and let me know if you spot any huge differences between the two eyes. When you do, definitely let the team know to schedule this patient for IOL Master 700. That the patient deserves the 700 when there are any questionable data points. What else? I think that's it. And just think how great it would be when we have veracity connected and we don't have to do any of this. You still need to help me calculate some post-refractive eyes with the toric calculator, because I don't think Veracity has the Barrett II Toric Calculator. The Zeiss goes as far as Barrett II Calculator. It has the Toric calculator for Barrett II and the regular Barrett II calculator, but it doesn't have the Barrett II calculator. You can so for post-refractive patients who we're doing fixed lenses for and have the toric option, you'd still need to go online and help me do this part. Yeah. All right. Well, good night, and thank you for your attention.